This is a regular meeting of the Township of Washington in accordance with the requirements of the New Jersey statutes regarding open public meetings. Notice of this meeting was legally advertised in the Courier Post and the South Jersey Times and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Fire exits are located through the double doors. Please silence all your mobile devices. This meeting is being videotaped. Anyone who does not wish to be seen on television may be excused. This will be shown on Channel 9 and on Verizon Channel 36 every week, Sunday at 9 p.m., Wednesday at 7 p.m., Friday at 10 p.m., and Saturday at 10 p.m., and will continue until the next meeting. Everybody rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just stand by, I got a technical difficulty, it's not recording. Chrissy?
We had technical difficulties.
It's not recording.
You want to
Take
follow?
handwritten notes, here you go.
I can do that, yes, sir.
Old school way. She's helping. I think she thought you needed that help.
Thanks, Leo.
Go ahead, I'll take notes.
Okay. Roll call.
Old school way.
Ms. Donato?
Here.
Mr. Longfellow? Here. Ms. Pasqualone?
Here.
Mr. Perry?
Here.
Mr. Fazio? Mayor Gadnelli?
Here.
Mr. Platt?
Here.
Mr. Gonter?
Here.
Please be advised, this meeting is not being recorded. We have a technical difficulty. So I am taking copious notes, if anyone should ask. And it is
Okay.
being recorded by video.
We have mayoral certificates. So Mayor Gattinelli,
Thank you,
take it
Joe.
away.
May I ask Rob Ritz, Rashad Fleming, and George Warrington to come up front, please? This evening, we have some special certificates to give out. These gentlemen standing here before me are with gold medal. We wanted to recognize them this evening because out of the kindness of their own heart, they helped a gentleman that needed some help getting his trash out. They actually helped a gentleman who is disabled, went up to the home and helped him bring his trash out to them so that they can take it with them. I just wanted to recognize them, thinking of others. They saw that he had a little bit of a struggle coming out. They went back and helped him and brought the trash in. So I wanted to recognize Rashad Fleming for his kindness and taking the initiative. Robert Ritz, we wanted to thank you for helping us. And as well, George Warrington. So from Washington Township, myself, council, we want to thank you very much for being the people that you are and stepping up and helping that person that needed some help here. This is what we do. When you find there's someone in need, we want to reach out. We don't want to look back. We don't want to let them do that themselves. We want to make sure that we're here for them at the end of the day. Gold Medal has stepped up. We wanted to make sure that they were recognized this evening, and they've done a wonderful job. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the good work. Spread the word. We love to see good stories like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now if I could ask Ken DePrince to come up, one of our employees. Thank you.
Did you get it to record?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi there, how are you? So what Ken was working on one Saturday, a rainy Saturday. He was helping folks bring in some disposables out by the Public Works Department. in the rain. It was very close to closing, and this gentleman came out with a larger television and needed some help. Now, generally, when you go in there, if you've ever experienced it, you go in, you drop off whatever you need to drop off, and you're doing that yourself. He decided to take it upon himself, even though it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it was pouring rain. He didn't grimace. He didn't say he couldn't help. He just jumped right in, helped the gentleman, bring this item out and drop it off to Public Works. I wanted to tell you how much I appreciate that and how you went above and beyond your call of duty with that. And we wanted to recognize Ken as our Employee of the Month. Thank you very much. That is for you. Thank you. Now also, I don't know if you know this, but in the administrative office, there is a mural on the wall. Ken actually won a contest many years ago, 1985. And the mural that's on there is what he had designed for us. So I wanted to recognize him for that as well. So we see that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
And we have some pictures for him as well. This is signed by myself.
Very nice.
She's lucky.
Good job there.
Do you want me to send this to your township phone or your regular phone?
Okay, can I get approval for the bill list for March 14th, 2018?
Make a motion to approve the bill list?
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Minutes, approval of the regular minutes for February 28th, 2018. Motion to approve.
Make that motion?
You get a second?
Second, or,
Go ahead. Discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Donato?
yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Abstain.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. I get approval of the executive session meeting minutes for February 28, 2018. Motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Abstain.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Okay, ordinances. Ordinance 04, 2018. Ordinance amending section 2060-25 of the Code of Township of Washington entitled Stop Intersections. This ordinance is up for adoption. I get a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, anyone from the public wishing to speak on this ordinance, please step up to the microphone.
Ralph Campana, Washington Township, 2 Pear Tree Place. Council, the ordinance that's up for adoption, I believe that would do really well for the township because there are areas where additional yield and stop signs would definitely slow down the flow of traffic. I did speak to some officers in the past, and they said one of their concerns in the township by the residents and what they see is a little faster speeds than we all should be going. So if you could, please approve it. Thank you.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak on this one? Not seeing anyone. Motion to close to the public.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I get a motion to adopt this ordinance.
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Ordinance 05, 2018, ordinance of the Township of Washington, County of Gloucester, State of New Jersey, to mandate direct deposit for municipal employees by the Township of Washington, County of Gloucester, State of New Jersey, pursuant to NJSA 5214-15F. This ordinance is up for adoption. Motion to open to the public.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone from the public wishing to speak on this ordinance? Seeing none, motion to close to the public.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to adopt.
Make the motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Excuse me. Resolutions. The following resolutions are by consent agenda and only require a vote for all listed. Each one must be read by title. If any member of the council wishes to have one removed and heard separately, they need to indicate it prior to reading the titles. Anybody have anything that they... Okay. Resolution 065, 2018, resolution accepting the performance bond and escrow for Kennedy Hospital, Project 0818P 443, Phase 1B. Resolution 066, 2018, approving the release of maintenance guarantee for Scafeezy 342 Johnson Road Project, 0818I09. Resolution 067, 2018, authorizing a contract for e-waste recycling services between Electronic Recyclers International Incorporated through its subcontractors, Thanks for Being Green, LLC, DBA, Magnesium Computer Recycling, and the Township of Washington for e-waste recycling services. Motion to approve?
Make that motion.
I'll second. Any discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Okay, do we have any old business?
Nope.
Dana?
No old business.
None of this.
Angela? Mayor?
No.
I have one thing, Mr.
Okay.
President. Last meeting, one of the residents brought up about including changes of the past ordinances that we're removing items out of, as well as copies of the law that we're referencing. I checked with neighboring communities. No one else does that. The problem with that is that the laws can sometimes be very extensive, meaning that it can consume pages and pages of paper. I did a quick review last year. We spent over $2,200 in copy paper alone. That's over 400,000 sheets of paper. We don't retain that paper, and most of the public, when you take it, you don't retain that paper. But we do put these ordinances and the resolutions, before they're even adopted, on the website for everybody to view, get copies. We're always available. All you have to do is make a call to the council clerk's office, and I'll make a copy of the law for you if you wish to pick it up, or I'll send it to you via the email. It's just too much redundancy. It takes up a lot of time, and unfortunately, it's just not cost effective. So I would ask that the council keep that in mind. And unfortunately, the lady's not here, and I'd be glad to talk to her. If she contacts me, I'll talk to her direct on what the issue is.
She's in the back.
Is she? Okay, I'm sorry. Ma'am? That's why we're not including it. It's just not cost effective at this point. And we're trying to live green here is what we're trying to do. What did she say?
It's electronic.
Okay, thank you.
Any new business, Dana?
No new business at this time, but I have reports. Should we do that?
We'll do that.
Okay.
You got any new business?
I'll pass on new business.
Mayor?
No new business.
Reports?
Okay. So for the Advisory Board of Economic Development, we're in the process of reviewing the applications from the third RFP. We had an EDC meeting scheduled for last week, but unfortunately due to the snowstorm, it was canceled and rescheduled for tomorrow. And I'm hoping we come to a decision then. In terms of the Board of Education, there's a budget presentation scheduled for March 21st at 7:30. There will be an open public comment portion, and you should attend if you're concerned about the school budget.
Yeah, the community garden applications are available online at this point. Feel free to reach out. If you're looking for a plot this year, we're looking to expand that. Open space plan was released. That's also available online, and the comments period is open until March 16, 2018. And also with the Environmental Commission and the Open Space Committee, we are now in the works of planning the Earth Day events, which should be released and finalized within the next few weeks, so that we'll have that for the next meeting.
Okay, the Senior Citizen Advisory Board is holding a indoor garage sale on Saturday, May 5th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And anyone that would like to put a table in there for the arts garage sale, it's $10. And if you're interested, you can stop in at the Senior Center any morning and see between 10 and 1 p.m. and see Carol Albert if you're interested in a table. Angela?
Yes. Just one quick announcement that PJ Willahans is doing the Change the Luck of a Child to purchase a shamrock or a pot of gold. They look like this, and they're all around the restaurant to show your support and benefit the local families through Ronald McDonald House. And then it says to tune in on Channel 3 on Tuesday, March 27th between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. To watch your donation make a difference when PJ Willahans announces its totals. And you can do a $1, $3, or $5 donation, or the pot of gold is a $25 donation or more. So.
Okay, got it? Mayor?
I do. Thanks, Joe. This morning, we had an extremely well-attended press conference to announce the Washington Township Save Lives program. This program will give a free Uber ride for any Washington Township resident from a participating Washington Township bar or restaurant to their home. The goal of this program is to reduce drunk driving accidents and fatalities by giving residents alternative options to get home safely. This program will be fully funded by a not-for-profit entity, and no taxpayer funds are being used. In addition to myself, Mr. Gonter, Mr. Platt, and other members of council, the press conference was attended by Mayor Randy Brown, who started the program in Evesham, and Mayor Michael Magnolia, who partnered with Mayor Brown to add the program in Voorhees Township. Committeewoman and Public Safety Director Michelle Nocito from Voorhees Township, Gloucester County Freeholder Heather Simmons, President, New Jersey Division of Jefferson Health, and Executive Vice President, Hospital and Health Services at Jefferson Health, Joe Devine, Mothers Against Drunk Driving Representative Stephen Benvenisti, Esquire, Uber Representative Craig Ewer, Gloucester County Clerk Jim Hogan, Gloucester County Sheriff Carmel Marina, Chief George Johnson, and Lisa Marina with the Gloucester County Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank everyone who participated in the program and give special thanks to David Thatcher, Esquire, an attorney who has his office right here in Washington Township, for volunteering to prepare the not-for-profit corporate paperwork and paying the filing costs out of his own pocket. I would also like to personally thank Tom Fletcher of Postnet in Washington Township, who kindly donated the signs that will be hung in the 16 participating local bars and restaurants, notifying residents how to utilize this program. Another special thanks goes out to PJ Willahans in Washington Township for being the first restaurant to donate and contribute a generous $2,500 to jumpstart the program, as you see here. We also want to thank Village Pub today for donating $2,500 and an additional $2,500 from Jefferson Health on behalf of Joe Devine. The support the Washington Township Save Lives program has received for Mothers Against Drunk Driving and the Washington Township Municipal Drug Alliance is also greatly appreciated. I truly believe with a program such as this, there is no excuse to get behind the wheel of a vehicle while under the influence. The link to the press conference today will be on the Township website and social media sites tomorrow morning. Lastly, I wanted to share an email we received this afternoon from Paul Chenier. I need to take a moment and congratulate you all for joining this life-saving program. Initially, Mayor Brown took some heat from his naysayers when he first introduced this program. People were afraid the taxpayers would be providing taxi rides to individuals that were drinking. However, statistics have proven beyond a doubt that this program is not only free to residents and taxpayers, but it indeed has saved lives. Congratulations, Washington Township, on behalf of everyone that drives through Evesham, Voorhees, and now Washington Township. Thank you for perhaps saving a family member or one of your friends' lives. You have joined the ranks of superstars. We want to continue to make Washington Township a safe place to visit, shop, and call home. Shop Washington Township update. I'm happy to give a status update of the Shop Washington Township program. My administration set out to implement this program in the hopes that it would benefit residents with their property taxes, while also benefiting the local business owners in Washington Township. We're extremely pleased with the results thus far. We currently have 31 participating businesses and are still speaking with more each week. There are about 2,300 residents who have registered their Shop Washington Township card. The program has only been active since January 8th, 2018. We are very positive about the continual growth of the program and are looking forward to more growth in the near and distant future. There is one business we would like to recognize that has had the most recent presence, and its business is Duffield's Farm Market. Not far behind Duffield's is Pizza Box Pizzeria, Jake's on Greentree, and Royal Bargains. I would also like to recognize and welcome our newest participant, Allied Mortgage Group. Also, thank all the participating businesses for offering the Washington Township community a chance to save money on their taxes. If you are a business owner who's interested in joining the Shop Washington Township program, you can contact my administrative assistant, Alicia Rotel, at 856-589-0575 or at her email, arotella@township.washington.nj.us. We will leave some of Alicia's cards, business cards, on the front table, as well as the Shop Washington Township cards, instructions on how to register. Remember, you must register your Shop Washington Township card before shopping at any of the participating businesses. We have a human resource update. In our newly established Human Resource Department, we're making strides to protect the township, continue to train employees, and increase morale and productivity within the township. Several steps we have taken to make this happen include providing a two-part supervisors training, implementing background checks and drug screens for all potential employees, implementing a human resource software, and revamping the policies and procedures manual and the evaluation process. First, the two-part supervisors training begun on February 15th, 2018, which consisted of Labor Council reviewing different scenarios and tools that the department heads and supervisors must use when it comes to decision-making. Labor Council reviewed how to take measures to protect the township and themselves from potential lawsuits. The second part of the training, being held on March 26, 2018, will cover different skills and leadership tools, including effective communication and management techniques. Our supervisors were happy to receive the training, especially since this has not been past practice. Many of our supervisors have worked diligently improving their work ethic and knowledge in their fields, which resulted in moving up the ranks to supervisor. While this is something we encourage, we need to make sure we equip our managers with the tools they need to go from peer to management and effectively oversee and train the employees they supervise. Another initiative my administration has taken for the first time ever is implementing background checks and drug screening for all new hires. While this was done for select Public Works employees and CDL drivers per the law, we want to ensure that everyone representing Washington Township is in good standing. This is for the safety of the residents and other employees alike. Our new human resource software is in the process of being implemented after careful research and recommendations from our police department, who also uses the Power DMS platform to streamline communication. Power DMS is able to administer electronic copies of our policies and procedures and other important documents for which employees can sign off. It allows our human resource manager to track who has signed off and who needs reminders or continued training. This program will also help streamline training and communication. Power DMS allows administrators to create training materials and even tests to ensure all employees are aware of a policy change, initiative, or even a message that needs to be communicated by the administration. It will create documentation and paper trails that are necessary to ensure there are no discrepancies about receipt of documents, dates, etc. The final piece of this, which Power DMS will help us implement, is our updated policies and procedures. With input from administration and department heads, our human resource manager has consulted with Labor Council to update our policies and procedures manual so it is current. Newer issues such as cell phone use and the pre-employment screening process is now being formally addressed. We will continue to administer training to all our department heads, supervisors, and employees throughout the year to give employees additional skills to perform their jobs. We are also improving our evaluation process to make it more objective and more thorough, to implement goal setting and document employees' progress, strengths, and areas of improvement can help strengthen our workforce and increase performance. We are always looking for the most effective ways to serve the residents of Washington Township, and human resources allows us to focus on what is truly important, giving the residents the service they expect and deserve. I do have a little bit of information in reference to the 2018 budget. Just wanted to give you an update on that. I wanted to provide some additional rationale to the few residents that had comments regarding the municipal budget and maintaining amounts in our surplus. These comments are from Carol McAllister of Bowen and Company, LLP, the auditor for Washington Township. I have attached, this is a quote, I have attached a notice published by the Government Finance Officers Association, GFOA, regarding replenishing fund balance, and a file that describes fund balance, adequacy, and reasons government should maintain an adequate level of fund balance. As stated in these documents and based on the 2017 budget amounts, 2 months of expenditures is approximately $6,500,000. A few of the most important reasons to maintain unrestricted fund balance is to smooth cash flow issues during the year, since revenues are not received equally throughout the year, to maintain operations during economic downturns or other disasters, and to maintain a strong credit rating. Washington Township's rating from Moody's for the 2017 bonds issued was AA2, defined as obligations rated AA are judged to be of high quality and are subject to very low credit risk. Please let me know if there's any additional information that I can provide, and Carol left her information, Bowman and Company, LLP. I would also like to add some additional information from Brittany Whelan, Assistant Vice President, Acacia Financial Group, Inc., who are our contracted Washington Township financial advisors. Fund balance within a municipality's budget means that there are more assets than liabilities. All towns within the state have some level of fund balance or surplus. The importance of maintaining a healthy fund balance is directly related to the township's credit rating, which is important when trying to borrow at low costs. In 2012, Township's credit rating was downgraded by Moody's Investors Service due to fund balance drawdowns that occurred over several years, leading to reserve levels below peers. A report was issued by Moody's which states that the township was challenged to restore structural balance following a trend of fund balance depletion with a level of merely $1.5 million in 2011 compared to a level of $5.7 million in 2008. And we have the reports here. If anybody needs it, you can certainly contact us and we can send that out to you. Moody's stated restoring balance will be a crucial factor in the township's rating going forward. After such downgrade, the township realized that maintaining a reasonable level of fund balance was of paramount importance in maintaining its credit rating. The township was dedicated to restoring reserve levels moving forward. It took 5 years of positive improvements for the township to receive an upgrade from AA3 to AA2. In 2016, the township was upgraded due to an improved financial position with healthy reserve levels. To quote the report that was released, the financial position in the township is expected to remain stable given management's conservative budgeting strategy and anticipation to keep fund balance at current levels. At the time of the report, current management of the township had told the credit rating agency that they did not plan to spend down reserves and will aim to appropriate fund balance that can be replenished through normal operations. Why is it important for a municipality to maintain a good credit rating? A municipality that maintains a capital improvement plan often borrows money on a short-term or long-term basis in order to fund capital projects. Investors in bonds, notes, or capital leases will review the credit rating of the township and assign interest rates based upon the strength of the credit ratings. Maintaining the township's credit rating ensures that the township can continue to access the capital markets and borrow funds at reasonable interest rates. The higher the credit rating, the lower the borrowing costs. Lastly, I wanted to provide the residents with a 2018 municipal budget update. Administration and the Finance Department have been reviewing and finalizing the budget prior to introduction. The Business Administrator, Chief Financial Officer, and Assistant Financial Officer have held numerous meetings to discuss the revenues and the appropriations for this year's budget. Each line item has been diligently reviewed to ensure correctness. Adjustments to appropriations were necessary to include demolition of property and increased costs for recycling. They will be finalizing and updating the capital plan and budget and the open space budget by the end of this week in order to complete the budget for introduction. That is it. Thank you.
Move on to public participation. Please follow the public decorum posted and limit your comments to 5 minutes. Once you have completed your comments or questions, please take a seat. The council president will then ask for any member of the governing body or their designee, if they wish to address the comments or questions asked by the person who just spoke. Motion to open to the public.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are now open to the public.
There's a few things I need to fix with that. Yeah, it's there. Can we talk about this? Well, I mean, I've been working on it. We'll talk about it after this.
Good evening, everyone. Pardon me, I had a little laryngitis, which I'm sure most people would be happy about. Joe Fernicola, 14 Goodwin Parkway. There we go. I appreciate the information, Mayor. I think what we should provide, or I should say the financial department, is a, I brought this up previously, a quarterly cash flow analysis. I think from a standpoint as a citizen, I like to see where the shortfall quarters are. I really don't know where they are. I understand that taxes were collected, pardon me, prepaid for the first 2 quarters of this year. So I'm assuming that you have a little bit more cash than you normally would do because of the tax law. However, I think it's incumbent upon council to provide, and most townships, municipalities do provide cash flow analysis. I don't think it's that difficult to do. You have a chief financial officer, and I think, you know, a quarterly report showing our receipts and disbursements, so people that are interested in it can determine where we are financially. I know there's money's coming in periodically at different times of the year, but it would be nice to see that so we can determine, because I know from the standpoint of looking at the cash reserves and so forth and so on, I understand the rationale, okay? Because previously we did have rating problems. But I think from the standpoint of increasing revenues or cash balances, let's put it that way, let's just differentiate between that. We like to see where that money's going in and out on a quarterly basis. And I think it's really important to see that that information addressed. And from my standpoint, I don't know what the budget looks like on a quarterly or monthly basis. So I think it would be a nice idea if we can provide that on the website, because I think it's reasonable. You have those numbers, and I think it would be a good deal to take a look at it. And I'm not refuting what was said. All I'm saying is we see a progression of money going in and out of the accounts. They're being moved from the, I call it the proverbial sinking fund, into the operating fund. So you're taking reserves and moving them. I understand that. But it's gotten significantly higher, which means that there must be expenditure problems, cash flow problems. So, you know, it works both ways. Well, you tell me why we went from 6 to 8 so quickly. But the point I'm getting at, let the residents make that determination and see where those numbers are and how they differentiate between quarters. Okay? Thanks.
Anyone else from the public wishes to speak?
Council, Ralph Campana, 2 Pear Tree Place. First of all, Mayor, thank you very much for doing the, getting involved with that, somebody that's drinking, they get the free rides. It's a great idea. I heard about it a few months ago, and that's just a great idea. So all those that participated in it, I want to thank them. It's just wonderful. On a different note, I've been talking to some small business owners in the town, doing business, and I get a little personal with them in a nice way. And just about, well, I could say out of the 4 businesses I went in, all 4 businesses told me the same thing. I asked them, what do you think is the hardest thing about doing business in Washington Township? The number 1 or number 2 thing all the time, every time, and I don't know these people. Well, I'm lying, I know one of them well. The number 1 thing is what it costs to get something approved, permits, fees, just to go through the process, time-wise and money-wise. I think that Washington Township is in a dire position right now, and I believe that the Township Council and the governing body from the mayor should lower the fees to such a point to make it so attractive to come to Washington Township that they would want to leave places like Marlton, Cherry Hill, Voorhees. These places I go through on occasion, I get sick in the stomach when I see they're all full. I look for empty businesses. What are they doing so good? Do they live in an area where all the homes are worth $500,000 or $1 million? The answer is no. We have to get it out there that we're willing to streamline, lower all the fees substantially. I don't know how much. I'm sure Mr. Gunter would know how much is made by the township on fees generated from permits and, every other thing they have to do. I paid for a fee a few years back to get my roof re-roofed. I saw no one from the township climb on my roof to verify that that roof was put on properly, correctly, and it would not leak. So I don't know, and I'm not saying all the fees, obviously the fees are there because people do have to go out, especially to businesses, and make sure everything's done correctly with the electrical and all the approvals and everything's built to code. We're not going to go by the code, but I think the township has to suck it up, and we have to attract businesses. We have to get them in here, and that's one of the things. A very prominent business owner that I know, very personal, says there's other towns in the area that welcome them with open arms and make it a lot easier to get the approval process through. Now, I'm not talking about someone that has 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 businesses. Quite literally, he has 50, 60, 75 businesses in different states. I do not lie. I will not give you his name. But I will say this. He says it all the time. It doesn't make sense to do business in Washington Township. Why am I so interested in Washington Township being a better place for business? I'm not looking to open a business in Washington Township. I'm not a business person. But I do look at the values of my home and other people's homes and the taxes we pay, and to justify it would be nice to come through a town that looks affluent and is doing business. We have a lot in reserves. We just spoke about that. Maybe some of that money that the township does collect in fees could come out of those reserves, but we have to get it out there. It's like opening up a new business and you want to sell everything at a ridiculous price, and other business owners say, wow, how are they doing that? We can't do that. We have to have a reputation in Washington Township that other towns in our area are saying, how can Washington Township do that? They can't be doing things that fast and that efficiently for these businesses. You really need to look into it because there's no other way. We have a reputation, whether you realize it, and I believe some of you do, because you know a lot of business people as well. We do have a reputation, and it has nothing to do with you folks. It's something that's been going on for years, but we have a reputation. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak?
Council, my name is Peter Capola, 13 Mufferson Road. Mayor, I just had a quick question. I just wanted to know if you hire or look to make sure that people from Township are more qualified than those in the outside source. From what I understand, Mr. Platt and Mr. Gunter, is that how you pronounce it?
You did not. It's Gonter.
Gonter, okay, Mr. Gonter, received large salaries, and they're both not from the Township. So I just wanted to double check to see if people from the Township are hired or looked into more than someone from not Township, because I strongly believe that someone from the Township will fight, harder than someone not. I think we should keep the money inside the Township. That's all I had to ask.
Good evening.
Could you wait one, just
Sure.
in case? Mayor, do you want to respond to that question, or anybody on council?
Do we want to start back with Ralph Campana first? and talk to him?
Just the
Just
list.
that question.
Just that one question?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, it's equal opportunity as far as the application process. I think we do our due diligence. We put the offer out there. Anyone can come in and bring in an application. They'll get a call, come in, they go through the process, and then we hire the best candidate at that point. And I appreciate you asking that. And obviously, we would love to see those in town, and sometimes it works that they're in town or outside of town, but we do look for the best candidate. Thank you.
Sorry about that, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Susan Pacewick, 2 Buena. But I do concur with Ralph, Mayor. Thank you very much for the anti-drunk driving agendas. I think it's going to benefit this town immensely. As you know, we all like to go out and have a few drinks. But on the other point, that thank you for addressing my suggestion last council meeting about bringing up the laws and the codes within the document. I just don't see the paper rationalization as an issue, being that it is a PDF that is online. So if you're concerned about the papers that are printed for the council meeting, that could be different papers in a sense that removing the laws and the codes, and then keeping the PDF online that actually has the laws and the codes inserted that you're referencing and citing. But in regards to the $8.5 million surplus, I wanted to know if you would be willing to entertain an idea in terms of taking maybe $1 million or $2 million of that and giving it back to the seniors of this township who no longer have children within the school district, being that 50% of their taxpayer dollars go towards the school district that they don't even have kids in. I think that would draw a lot more appreciation from the seniors within the township, who actually are a large portion of the voting population. So I was wondering if you would take that into consideration. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
We certainly take every suggestion into consideration, and I will talk to the CFO about that tomorrow.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Seeing no one, make a motion to close the session. Excuse me. Close the public session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We will be going to an executive session. It will last about 30 minutes. And after the executive session, council may take action. So, be back in 30.
Take a vote on that. Take a vote on that. Resolution 68.
Okay. Resolution 068-218, resolution authorizing executive session. Did I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.